Hi all, this is Emma from Plan, Inspire, Create and welcome to another behind the scenes studio vlog. So I need to start this video by saying this is video number 100. I can't believe it. Can't quite believe it. I started numbering my videos just to separate the video files on my computer. And so I've had kind of a count as I've been going along. And as it's been creeping closer and closer, it just feels unreal. I looked back to what was my first video, and it was a video I did making Christmas decorations, and I'll link a bit of it here. First, cut a length of twine that will become the hanging loop for the decoration. You could also use string or ribbon for this if you'd prefer. Next, we'll connect the twine to the pine cone. Totally different. I think I was recording on my phone with the shakiest tripod in the world, and every time I actually did any crafting on the table it would wobble and bounce so much. Not that doesn't happen now sometimes. And to have got from videos 1 to 100 just feels unreal to me. When I first started the channel, I just wanted to kind of figure out who I was, what I enjoyed, show other people that it was fine to try new things, and just to not have any fear in that, even though I had always felt that way myself, and it was kind of my way of holding myself accountable and just trying new things. And to be able to say that I've stuck it out is something that I'm really proud of. But alongside that, I found something that I really enjoy, which is creating these videos, and I've learned so much over that time. And then alongside that, I've made amazing connections with lovely people here over on Instagram. I've launched my shop. I've learned so many new skills. I've really got into digital drawing, and that's something I'm working a lot on lately. So yeah, it's just kind of snowballed and spiraled, and the fact that my video 100 is a bit of a behind the scenes, I was really happy about the way it felt, because it meant that I could just have a bit of a chatty one and talk to you like this about kind of that progress, but also about some new exciting projects that I'm working on now, which I never thought I would be working on when I first started. So the other milestone I reached is 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which again, I just want to say a massive thank you. When I hit 1,000 in December, it blew my mind, and to be reaching 2,000 at the end of May, it just, yeah, I don't think there's any words for the shock. So I just want to say a huge thank you for people's support, and I hope that you're enjoying the videos, and if there's anything else you want to see, as always, let me know in the comments. But today I want to talk to you about some exciting upcoming projects that I'm working on. I finished my shop launch. You will have seen that in the last vlog, or if you haven't, go check it out. I'll leave a link. And now I'm actually not rushing to another project launch. I am working on some illustrations and some ideas in the background, but I've got 2 big projects that I want to work on. The first one is my website. I've had planinspirecreate.com I think as long as I've had this YouTube channel, and I was also doing blog posts, and it started as kind of a blog, and the way although I've stopped doing regular blog posts at the moment, the way it currently kind of looks is like a blog with some links to other places. But what I want it to be is kind of a home for all my content, and so you can still link to the blog post, but you can also link to my YouTube videos, my shop, my social media content, illustrations, how to contact me, everything. I just want it to be a kind of one-stop shop that you land on planinspirecreate.com and you know exactly what I do, what I'm about, and you can get a taste for the kind of content that I produce. So it needs a big redesign, and I'm excited about it, but yeah, it's a big project. this is going to be one that happens over time, and I'm not putting a particular deadline on it because of my second project, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, so what I am doing is for both of my big projects, I've got a new project board. I've put together a Kanban board, which I will be doing a video on, showing how I've been using it. And I have used my Cricut machine to make dividers on the board. So it's divided into 3 columns, and I've got a column for my to-dos, for my in-progress tasks, and for the tasks that are done. And I'm looking forward to seeing some move over to the done side. I've sat and broke down all the project tasks that I can think of. I'm sure there'll be some extra ones that ended up getting put up there, and I'll be writing them out on post-its and sticking them to the board, and then I can move them across. I've got one colour for each project. So with these big projects, I can kind of see my progress, and it's there in my face every day, reminding me that I need to make progress on some of these tasks. So I'm hoping this is going to be a kind of extra bit to my planning system that really helps me with big projects. And obviously I'll keep you updated on that, and I will do a specific video. But the website is my first project. Now the second project, which is going to have a deadline on it, is that I am launching a Patreon. It's something I've talked about in previous videos. I talked about it in my goals video for Q3, that it was something that I was nervous to talk about, but I just committed it to camera. I really want to create a kind of positive community, safe space online. I really want my Patreon to be a kind of positive and cozy community feel that's kind of focused on self-care and mental wellness and physical wellness and all those good things. Living the type of life that is healthier and happier for you, whatever that looks like, not someone else's, but for you. So I want it to bring bits of positivity to your day. I want people to be able to support each other and make connections. I want to be able to bring a smile to people's faces, but also make them feel seen and heard and understood. So these are the kind of feelings that come to mind when I'm thinking about my Patreon community. So again, I've broken down all the tasks related to that, and that is gonna launch on July the 1st. So I will have a lot of work to do during June to get this up and running, but I'm super, super excited and motivated, and I really want to do it. It's something that's been on my mind for a long time, and sometimes you just have to take that plunge. So we will see how it goes. I'm trying not to feel the weight of the pressure, and I'm trying to think about what will make it feel successful. That's not necessarily in terms of numbers, so that I don't feel, so that it doesn't come with this kind of level of anxiety, because that's exactly what it's not supposed to be about. So I have some initial ideas for content, but at this point I'm keeping it under wraps. But I'd love to know what you would like to see from a community like that. So whether it be types of content and rewards, whether it be the types of things that might bring a smile to your day, or how you would like to connect with people, activities you might like to see, anything, feelings you'd like to feel, anything you can think of, leave me a comment in the comments section below, and I want to hear everything, and I will think about my kind of tier structures and refine those a little bit. I've got some ideas, but I really want to hear what you want, because it's going to be a community. So I want to know your opinions. So this is a Tuesday. Tuesdays are a bit of a funny day for me, because every other Tuesday I have therapy at 2:30. So that kind of breaks up my afternoon. So what I'm planning to do is have a little look at possible Patreon tiers that I am considering. I want to come up with names for them and some little illustrations to go with them. So I'm going to have a think about that today, but I'm also working on Catnip's community challenge, which is due by the 10th of June. I've been working on an illustration. I'm a patron of hers, and she put a challenge up where she'd put a kind of fashion-y image and wanted people to recreate it in their own style. So I've been doing some courses on Skillshare recently on illustrating figures and also faces. So I'm trying to combine what I've learned and finish this illustration for Catnip's challenge. So let me take you along with that. I'm coming to you live from my car. The sun's in my eyes. I have been editing this morning and I am sat outside waiting for my COVID vaccine. So I wanted to bring you along, and it's not often that I take you out and about with me somewhere, but for anyone who hasn't had it done yet, I'm 32 and I think they're booking for the over 30s now. So for anyone younger than me or people that haven't had it done yet, I just wanted to let you know how it was. So I couldn't get an appointment in my town for some reason, so I had to go to the next town over, but it only took me about 15 minutes to get there. It was really easy to find, and like there were people waiting there as I pulled in to tell me where to park, tell me where to go, which is stuff that makes me like dead anxious when I don't know what's going on. So I already feel at ease. And I said I can go straight in even though I'm early, so I'm gonna go and do that now. I had a bit of a drama last night because I realised that I never actually got any booking confirmation via text or email or letter or anything, and when I was googling what to do when they arrive, it says that you need to give a booking reference. So I rang the COVID line, like 119, the help number, in a bit of a panic at like 10 to 11 last night, and they were still open. And they said, oh yeah, it's all sorted. We'll give you the booking references over the phone. So they were really helpful. So I'm going to go in now and I will catch up with you afterwards and let you know how it went. So I'm out of the vaccination centre. It was super quick and easy. You can see here I've had it done, look. My little plaster. Yeah, there were staff everywhere just helping you out and showing you where to go. Quick correction, I think I said before I went in that I was 32 and I'm not, I'm 33, but there we go. When I went in, there were staff everywhere at like every single step telling you where to go next and what to do, which is really helpful for me because I'm autistic and I don't remember more than one instruction at a time. So that was really helpful. the jab was just painless, really quick. I don't really like it when needles go in general, but yeah, it was like really painless. And then you just go and sit in a chair for 15 minutes and you wait to see if you've got any reaction, and when you don't, you can just go home. So it was really quick and easy. If you haven't done it, just go get it done. That's my public service announcement over. I'm going to drive home now, and I've persuaded my mum to come to Starbucks with me to have a little lunch as a treat for having my jab, and then I'm going to get back to work. So it's that time again in the studio vlog where I tell you that my mental health took a massive dip. This seems like a common theme in my videos. So I haven't picked up the camera in a week. This video I've decided to push back a week. And so I was going to say it will be released late, but no, I'm telling myself that I'm taking a week off for self-care, and I'm trying to pull myself up. I had quite a few days where I was really struggling to eat, sleep, drink, just like basic function things. And so doing things was just too much. It was just too much. But I'm trying to focus on building more self-care in and going easier on myself and practicing what I preach. So I did film myself doing some drawing. I got out one of my scrawler boxes. I've done a few videos on this channel where I've unboxed my art subscription boxes from Scrawler Box and like completed the challenges, but I'd had a few that are kind of built up, so I stopped my subscription. So I got one out that was from March, and I thought I'm gonna sit and do this and just like create something that's not for the shop or the channel or anything like that to do with Plan, Inspire, Create, just to kind of zone out and do something. And so I did film that. The challenge was called Leading Lines, and it was supposed to be line work and brush strokes and what you could kind of get from that. And I really liked the direction it was going in until I tried to layer the cloud over the girl in the picture. And I didn't really like how that looked. I liked how it looked in my mind, but not how it turned out with the supplies. And I started to get unhappy with it and started adding more and more and more. And this is how it turned out in the end. There you go. So the cloud, like, you were supposed to be able to see her through, which you can. And I put Storms Always Cass here in the writing. But what happened was I didn't like how it looked. And so I started adding more things. I started adding more things around the letters. I started adding more rain in different directions. I started adding more lines on edge. And ultimately, I didn't like how it finished. But I liked the message, and it's messy, but my hands were so shaky because of the anxiety that I was feeling that it was literally just like made out of anxiety. And I just thought, you know what, something quite nice about that. The fact that, like, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but I put my emotions like onto the page, and so I kept it, and I'm going to show you, and that's what I did. And it just helped give me a bit of a break, and it was nice once I started to kind of get into the flow of things. So since then, I've been back to working on my Patreon, which I'm super, super excited about and can't wait to share more with you, but not quite yet. If you don't follow me on Instagram at Plan, Inspire, Create, go over there and follow me on Instagram, because I'll be launching the details over there first. So you'll be getting sneak peeks of what's coming up on my Patreon, the kind of rewards I'll be including, and yeah, I'm really excited. And I've now come up with a new name for it, and yeah, I just can't wait to share it with you. The other thing I've been doing is trying to focus my Instagram content more around self-care, and because this is something that kind of spans across all my content. And so I wanted to make sure that it was like getting its place on my Instagram and getting back to those kind of illustrations that are like positive messages to send to other people. So there's a couple I've put out recently that I really, really like, and I'm going to be working on some more of those. And I've got one that I'm planning that I'm going to work on now. So I'm going to go and do that and take you along with me. So I'm really glad I'm working on these types of illustrations. I hope you like the one that I created. I really want to start making it clearer what I am all about. So I do think it comes across, but I think sometimes things just get a little bit lost along the way. So putting together my Patreon has really helped me think about what is at the core of what I do in terms of self-care and positive support and helping people to try and live healthier and happier lives, whatever that looks like for them on an individual basis, not just this is health, this is happiness, which is sometimes the messages we get from people, and I don't think it is that healthy. And ultimately just leads to people feeling unhappy and like they're not meeting other people's expectations. I could talk about this all day. So yeah, I want to make that a lot clearer across everything I do. So my Etsy shop, my YouTube videos, my Instagram content, and my Patreon. And taking the time to create these messages and writing the captions for them is actually really therapeutic for me as well. And I really like it when people take the time to kind of read captions and respond and like share their feelings on things. It's really lovely to have those interactions. And so yeah, it feels a lot like getting back to the core of what I wanted to do, and I'm really enjoying it. But like I said, it is a difficult time for me at the moment. I mean, sometimes it feels like it's always a difficult time, like when you have mental and physical health difficulties. It feels like you're never on top of the world, honestly, but yeah, some times are a lot rougher than others, and now is one of those times. Don't think you can always tell what's going on with a person. Like someone watching this video will probably think, oh, you know, she can't be that bad because she's on this video. But it's very different just like talking to a camera on your own, and it's taken me like a week to build up to this point. Whereas a lot of things that involve interaction with other people I've found really difficult. But the problem with that is it then becomes really isolating, and I felt stuck in one space. I am cheating a bit today because I've come back to the old house that we're selling to film out of here and work out of here just for a bit of a change. But like I said in my last vlog, I'm living at my mum's at the moment, and I'm working and sleeping and living in one bedroom, and it can get a bit much. So I've been planning in little trips for myself, even if it's just going and working in a coffee shop for a couple of hours, or actually taking a day off to go and do something different. So I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek at my latest trip. I'm going to the seaside for 2 days, like just one overnight stay with my friend, and I want to take you along so that you can get a change of scenery too. And then when I come back, I'll tell you how it was, whether I'm feeling any different, and what my tips are for not going stir crazy when you work on your own or you work and live in one small space. So let's go on a trip. So I'm back from my trip, and as promised, I was going to let you know how it went and whether I feel any different, and talk about how I managed time working in a small space without going stir crazy. So in terms of my trip, I had a really, really lovely time. Maggie's just settling down. I had a really, really lovely time. It was really great to get a change of scenery and just do some different things and make some nice memories and just laugh and have fun. And it was really nice. I think you can tell from the clips that I tried out some different things and just had a really, really great time. And then coming back, every time I get away, it does put me in a different mindset. As I was coming back, I was already kind of thinking about things I wanted to work on, and I felt a lot more motivated. And I think it just, having had the time away, the time that I am then working, I do feel a lot more focused. Rather than having lots of time where I just kind of work really slowly because it all feels the same and I'm fatigued and all of those things, having a break and a rest and time set aside for not work and then more structured work time, I just find I'm a lot more focused. I can get things done that I need to do and then kind of put it to bed and go back to looking after myself or doing nicer things. So I think it is really important, and it's something that I'm going to try and schedule in more often, because I think if you don't do that, time just passes, and before you realise it, it's been 6 months and the days have all kind of blurred into one. So it's something I'm going to make more of a conscious effort to do, and maybe I'll bring you along on some of my trips. So the last thing I wanted to talk about in this vlog, I'm aware it's been a very chatty vlog, is working and living out of a small space. So as I said before, I am working and living out of one room still, and I'm not used to that. I guess when most people start a business, that's how they start. And then as the business develops, they have the finances to kind of like move into a bigger space. I've kind of ended up doing it back to front, where I had a space at home that I converted into my like office, studio, craft room bonanza, and then ended up having to come and stay with my mum, and I'm kind of living and working in the spare room. So I've kind of done it back to front, which is a little bit hard when you're used to having the big space and then suddenly you don't. But I wanted to talk about some kind of ways that I've developed to not go stir crazy in the process. So the first thing definitely is routine. I try and have a routine that breaks up my day and makes sure that I get out of the space. So having my dog Maggie means that I take her out first thing before work, and then when I finish work I have another walk. So the walk kind of splits up my work time from my other time quite a lot. So I will go for a walk and maybe think about what I'm going to do for the day, and when I come back it's like work time, and there's been that transition from like sleepy personal time to work time. And then at the end of the day it's good to just get out of the space, or even if it doesn't necessarily correspond with work hours, because sometimes I'll work in the evening, it just means that it gets me out of the space. So going for walks outside and just getting out of the space is really great. And I also try and make sure that I get out of the room. So whether it's just to go and make a drink for 5 minutes, I try and make sure that at least every couple of hours I'm getting out of here and just getting a small change of scenery. The other thing I like to do is kind of split up my room a little bit. So I have all of my work stuff along the one wall here, and my desk, and that's kind of like my little work area. And then this side of the room is like my personal. I think you can see like my little wardrobe in the background. I'm currently sat on my bed, I've got my TV and like my personal bits. So there is a bit of division. Another thing I like to do is try and vary my work location. So because I haven't sold my old house yet, sometimes I go and work there and just take my laptop and do some tasks that I can do that way. Or another thing I really like to do is at least once a week I try and go and work in a coffee shop for a couple of hours. it feels less isolating to at least see people and have a bit of an interaction, and it's like a little treat for myself. It gets me out of the house. It, like, you wouldn't believe how much that can lift you just to get into a different space. And I also find it productive that I save up a task that I know I can just do on my laptop, and I know I've got a couple of hours to get it done while I'm there, and I'll just work away, have my nice coffee, and yeah, it's like a nice little work date for one. Obviously, if you have someone else who also works from home or could do that in that way, then it could be an opportunity to go and do that together, unless you would get distracted and not get any work done. The other thing is I like to vary my schedule, so I think one of the benefits is being able to set your own schedule. You don't necessarily have to do a 9 to 5. So if there's something I could get out and do in the day, like go and see a friend, I will do that while it's nice and bright and people are available and things are happening. And then first thing in the morning and then in the evening, when there's not as much going on, that's when I'll do my work. So I make the most of the day to kind of capitalize on social opportunities, because it is really isolating working from home as it is, and you just start to feel even more closed in if you're in a small space. So being able to kind of break up the week with some social activities, preferably getting outside, I find that's the best for me, but otherwise just getting a change of scenery is really great. And that's kind of what I did with my trip. I went on the Friday, Saturday, so I did a bit of work when I got back on the Sunday, just to make up for what I'd missed on Friday. So that's what I've been finding useful. I would really like to hear your tips, if you have any tips for working in a small space and keeping your sanity. I really hope you've liked this vlog. It's been a more chatty vlog than some of my others, but I've been really excited to tell you about some of my upcoming projects, things I'm working on, and how I'm feeling about Plan, Inspire, Create. I wanted to do something other creators have done in their videos that I've seen, which is to see who has watched to the end of my vlog. If you have, please comment the wave emoji in the comments below so that I know you've watched to the very end. I mean like the waves as in the sea, because of my trip. And I'd really like to know who managed to get through all my chatty waffle, and I will say hello in the comments and a big thank you. If you liked the video, please consider liking it and subscribing if you're not a subscriber already. It really does help my channel, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!